No bond for accused killer Alex Murdaugh, who was in court today to face his newest charges. Good Wednesday evening, and thank you so much for joining us for News 19 at 6. I'm Darcy Strickland.
And I'm J.R. Berry. Alex Murdaugh is facing 2 murder charges in connection with the deaths of his wife Maggie and youngest son Paul. Their bodies were found with multiple bullet wounds on their hunting lodge property in June of last year. We do have team coverage in Collington County. We're going to start with News 19's Nate Stanley, who brings us the latest from the courtroom today. Nate?
Was in the Colton County Courthouse this morning for the bond hearing on murder charges of his wife Maggie and son Paul. Today we heard him speak for the first time since receiving those charges.
Indicted.
Not guilty.
How shall you be tried?
By God and my country.
Alex Murdaugh said very little in the courtroom today during his bond hearing, only entering his not guilty plea. He's charged with murder in the death of his wife and son in June 2021. He and his defense maintain that he is innocent of those charges.
And Your Honor, we understand that it's Mr. Waters' belief that there's substantial evidence, both forensic and otherwise. Our response to that is he's wrong.
The state claims that Murdaugh killed his wife Maggie and son Paul in June of 2021 at their family's sprawling estate. He's accused of shooting them both with 2 separate long guns. Both sides said they don't want the facts of this case getting out into the public or media, meaning we got no more of the details of what investigators think happened that night. However, the disbarred attorney is facing over 80 other charges, including various forms of fraud. And while prosecutors didn't get specific, they believe those crimes play a role in the murder case.
Drugs and the like that's been gathered against Mr. Murdaugh over the course of that long investigation. A lot of that provides the background and the motive for what happened on June 7th, 2021.
Both the defense and prosecutors agreed that bond should be denied and a gag order should be accepted. This would mean no public comments about the case. It also means that all motions in the case would be private, with a chance to seal them before any of that information could be made public.
To detail that in a motion that then is subject to being filed in the clerk of court's office and used by the media to talk about what the facts may or may not be.
Both sides believe there should be a speedy trial, but did not agree on when that would happen. The defense claiming it should begin as early as October, and the state asking for it to begin in January.
This matter, given the amount of media attention, this case, as I've been saying all along at various bond hearings along the way, needs to be tried in the courtroom, and so the state has no objection to that.
There's no time set yet for when the next hearing will be for Murdaugh in this case. Reporting from Colton County Courthouse, Nate Stanley, News 19 WLTX.
Most recently, Murdaugh was indicted in connection with a money laundering and painkiller ring. Investigators say he wrote hundreds of checks for millions of dollars that someone else cashed. He has also been indicted on charges of stealing $8.4 million from clients and his law firm. Last October, the former attorney was arrested by SLED on charges that he misappropriated funds from a settlement involving the death of his former housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield. And earlier this month, he was officially disbarred by the state Supreme Court.